culture is actually
The following is a special presentation of Sportsball.
Sportsball is a fantastic tradition. It requires dedication, focus, and a resolve that few can rival. The same goes for life at home. You need the best. And that also goes for your earbuds. With Raycon, the sponsor of this video, you're in great hands. Their everyday earbuds have gotten even better as the years progressed. 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. A responsive, customizable gel tip that offers optimal comfort. The gel tips have improved greatly in my opinion. They're smooth, they're durable, and they fit nicely in my ear regardless of fit. These bad boys even let you take calls with a built-in mic at the press of a button. Over the past month or so, I've been using these more in relation to live streams I've been doing. I love my over-ear headphones, but they're just too bulky and distracting in my opinion. With the everyday earbuds, they don't fail me at all, and they offer premium quality. They allow me to hear the booming bass of my colleagues making fun of me. My question is, why haven't I been using these for this purpose earlier? You know why? Because I'm an idiot. With a 45-day happiness guarantee and a price starting at about half of the major brands, it's easier for you not to be. Bless yourself by saving 15% off your order by going to buyraycon.com/utree. Raycons have served me well, and I hope they'll do so for a while to come. Now on to the show. Thursday Night Football, where the play on the field is shit and the Seahawks uniforms are even shittier. Or is that the team? With how badly the defense has been getting burned, I'm more surprised Ken Norton hasn't been chucked into the ocean. Perhaps he can take Jamal Adams with him. Just like most things in Seattle, the defense became a big ball of depression that only hard drugs can help them mask. The Rams were quite terrible in this front as well, but then they remember that they're playing the fucking Seahawks and get their shit together. They'll bust them like Russell Wilson busted his finger. Make sure to get a nice close-up on it because there's nothing else to talk about. God forbid anyone give a shit about Geno Smith somehow still being a thing. There was only one reason this game was relevant. Double punt. It's like double mint gum but with punting. It may have been illegal as hell, but the play was too awesome to call back. I mean, come on, how can you nullify a double punt? It's fucking double punt! The Seahawks may have lost this game, but the meme column is an absolute win. Oh, Seattle. You thought you were complaining enough due to this frustrating season? How about we make that finger injury to Russell Wilson long-term? The guy who was bailing out this franchise and their bullshit has suffered the worst-case scenario. Boys, if Geno Smith can't keep doing what he did against the Rams, you're fucked. At least you have your first round pick this year. The NFL wants to grow the game abroad, yet they outsource shit like this overseas. London is to the NFL what Mexico is to NAFTA. They take the menial jobs Americans apparently don't want. Why do you think they send the Jaguars over there every year? We saved Britain's ass in World War II. And they get to relive that hell by watching the New York Jets play football. I have an inkling that even Tottenham Hotspur could beat the Jets. They were as bad as London's smog. Brits are fans of dark humor, but this may be too morbid for even those chaps to handle. Atlanta looked like they were back in their Millennium Falcon days. Kyle Pitts was finally a god. And then they nearly went back to their choking days, but apparently English misery transcends that shit. The end result is a Falcon win and mindless consumption from the poor bastards that shelled money for this. Hey, you Brits chuck James Corden and John Oliver on us, you can suffer through the Jets and Jags. What do you get when you mix a city stuck in Earth's version of hell? A football team amplifying that kind of bullshit, and a visitor that just got embarrassed by the New York Jets? Trick question, I know. The answer is King Henry rummaging over anyone that dared stand against him. Jacksonville must have been the church trying to challenge his might because he was once again running with authority. I'm more surprised that this game wasn't on Thursday night like it usually is. The Titans do get their bounce-back game to retain a commanding lead in Tank Division. Jacksonville is at least finally using James Robinson properly. Too bad there's little talent elsewhere, including on the sidelines. Behold consecutive loss number 20! You know what you need to do, boys. Break the record. Grind it out like Urban does on a Friday night. Sorry, Miami, but your brutally disappointing season isn't getting any easier. You get Tampa Bay, and the relentless immortality of Tom Brady piercing the heart of your team defense. Wasn't this defense supposed to be good or something? Or am I thinking of something else? Because it's as if Miami is back to tanking again. The Buccaneers used this as a rehearsal game as they utterly routed their opponent in nearly every facet. Bonus points to Jacoby Brissett for toughing it out with injury, but good lord, Dolphins! Do something! Don't just let Tampa Bay do this shit for you! Where's the overachieving spirit you had last year? Don't tell me you're just gunning for another top draft pick again. Wait a minute. Doesn't Philadelphia have their first round pick this year? Oh, fuck. The Saints are such an enigmatic squad this year. It seems they go in a pattern. Great game, really shitty game. Great game, really shitty game. So by this method, they'll go into a half-full FedEx Field and expose a fraudulent defense in the reskins. I get they have Taylor Heineke at QB and he has his limitations, but what the hell happened here? Where's that dominant front four? Where's the secondary that shut bitches down left and right? Why is there an uncontested fucking Hail Mary giving New Orleans the lead at half? Watching the DEA publicly raid the offices of a fucking team trainer reveals you haven't shed the shithole status. You merely threw a veil on it. When a team gives us this kind of shit, they deserve to lose. Sorry, I don't make the rules. But what do we do about New Orleans, though? They have talent and intrigue, but I don't know how to gauge them with their raging inconsistency. Split it down the middle? How the hell do you let the Houston Texans do that to you? Really, New England? You spend all this money in the offseason on mercenaries to relive the days of empire and you're getting blown out like this? To a team that lost 40 to fucking nothing the previous week? General Mills launching touchdowns part of this complete breakfast? In what world does a team in the year 2021 get bamboozled by a flea flicker? Is Belichick losing touch of the game's trends? I know the bullshit narratives were forming before this, but I mean, it does happen to everyone. No one should give a shit that the Texans played Tuba Smarties as they blew another winnable game. I don't care that they won, the Patriots are in serious fucking trouble. If they're having problems with Houston, what the hell happens when they play legitimate opponents? Does Belichick drink orange juice on the sidelines or something? Get it together, boys. You can't play the Texans every week. Take the win and run. Breaking news. Franchise people considered to be fraudulent by inflating their record has been revealed to be fraudulent. These last 2 weeks have proved it. Denver sucks. Teddy Checkdown is doing his best Joe Flacco impression. The defense allowed Big Ben to throw a deep pass. Steelers' suspect offensive line looks strong. And Najee Harris ran wild all across Heinz Field for the first time in his career. What is this play calling from Denver? What is this game plan? What is performing in clutch situations? The black and gold play to a form we haven't seen in a bit. Playoff contenders. Ben is on life support from about 15,000 injuries, but he's somehow still alive. He's a goddamn zombie. Feel bad for his wife, he will never go down. But fortunately for Denver, the offense finally got its shit together in the fourth quarter. This shouldn't be anywhere close to a game, yet the Broncos are pushing. Pittsburgh's offense is battered by injuries, a perfect time to strike. But even then, I don't know how, but Denver has a chance to tie it in the red zone.
Oh, coming down to this, Bridgewater! Intercepted!
How do you feel about this if you're Pittsburgh? Yeah, you won in the end, but at what cost? Those injuries they accrued are pretty crucial if they're long-term. I guess they will take the win. At least they don't have Pat Shurmur calling plays. Here I am thinking that the Panthers may be turning the corner for once. Here I am believing Sam Darnold was finally free from misery and torment. Here I am saying that this was going to be an easy win for the Panthers. It's the Eagles. They do nothing but trip on their own dicks and wonder why the fuck everything's gone to hell. Their offensive play calling has gotten so bad that some want Doug Peterson back. I don't blame them with more screens than a Best Buy most drives. Today all of Charlotte is probably wondering if Darnold could work at a Best Buy. There were a lot of what the fuck moments from him with the Jets. Guess what happened? Oh yeah, the classic ghost seeing. By the whole team. If the Panthers have any semblance of offense, this isn't even close. Darnold's play and bad O-line work will fix that issue up well. Chicken shit play calling, penalties, blocked punts. Even the worst of NFL teams will make a group pay for those errors. When opposing defenses step up, congratulations, you're in the shit. The Panthers played not to lose and it bit them in the fucking ass. It gives me pleasure to see teams be defeated by that. You forgot the golden rule of modern football. Keep the foot on the fucking throat.
You blew it! You had it all and you blew it!
Detroit ever find peace in this mortal coil? Who am I kidding? We all know the answer to that. If only the Lions had an offense, they may have a win on this season. It's been a year of pain and this game seems to be adding to it. The defense has shown up. They're slowing down a Vikings unit on the road against all odds. Minnesota is playing the shittiest football I've seen from them all year. Cousins has been sluggish. They're without Dalvin Cook again. The offense is doing nothing against a defense devoid of anything resembling talent. Hard work and dedication is a hell of a drug. So does Minnesota doing Viking things like always. Missed field goals? Total Viking move. Clutch performances? How about a fumble on the 20-yard line? Oh my plump Jesus. The Lions are going to tie. They scored a touchdown to make Minnesota shit their pants. The ballsy motherfuckers, they're going for two!
Goff for the lead. The Lions have it!
Detroit did it. They're going to single-handedly fire Mike Zimmer into a lake. Anger about as the Lions collapse on the final drive because they can't play defense, and Adam Thielen finally did a thing to get them into field goal range.
Joseph to give the Vikings the lead back. It's up there, it's out there, and this time it's through! This time expires!
How in the fuck do you lose on a game-winning field goal to the Vikings? It's like losing in a marathon to a quadriplegic. Why are you Lions? Why must you waste everything handed to you on a silver platter? You made Dan Campbell cry. This is the most heart-wrenching thing I've seen all season. An 0-5 team finding incredible ways to lose every week. God really does hate the Lions. Did you seriously believe that such a masterpiece could be contained in these simple confines? No. It needs something greater. Thank you for adding on to my workload, NFL. God damn it, I'm never gonna get this NHL haters gut out. What is it with the Giants playing the Cowboys in Dallas that makes the injury gods demand insatiable vengeance? Last year we lost Dak to a brutal season ender. Fortunately for us, Prescott looks very damn good again, and he's back to unlocking the offense's full potential. In the rules of the injury gods, the team that didn't deal with injury last year must suffer retribution. Sure, they didn't ask for Dak to get injured, but they don't care. The gods want penance. And it starts with Saquon. Really? Saquon? Why'd you have to take him out? That dude doesn't deserve it. Danny Derps too? What the hell did he do? And Kenny Golladay. And more. Jesus, who did Wellington Mara piss off in the afterlife? Dallas won as expected, but the Giants lost more than this game. They lost most of their offense in one fell swoop, just like in 2017. It's not even funny anymore. Stop it, gods! No matter the form the Raiders show at the beginning of the year, they will shank you in an alleyway and run off with your hope. Been doing it to their fan base for years, for God's sake. Matt Nagy nearly did it with Chicago until he got beaten up by an angry mob. He's forced to start Justin Fields and delegate play calling, the poor bastard. Fields was more of a game manager, as he should be early in his career, but he did enough to win in that regard. The real strength on the Bears is in defense. Oh yeah, Khalil Mack is playing his old team and kicking ass. Las Vegas rolling snake eyes at the craps table on offense. It's like they used to do in Oakland. This game was as embarrassing to the organization as John Gruden mocking DeMaurice Smith in an email 10 years ago. John, I guess you should start grinding on a groveling session considering the modern climate. On second thought, I don't think an apology tour is going to be anywhere near enough to atone for those emails. It wasn't just denigrating Smith. The rabbit hole went deeper. And... yeah, he's fucked. With the stances the NFL has taken publicly, I don't believe a lot of what he said is very kosher to the interests of the Shield. How do you go into that locker room and expect to command the respect of the players after this? Especially since Carl Nassib publicly came out of the closet this summer to the fanfare of the NFL. Really fucking awkward. The Raiders were incensed and Mark Davis probably gave him an ultimatum. Fall on the sword and retain a sliver of dignity, or be executed by firing squad with cause. With no choice, Gruden reached for the sword like his draft picks and ground it into his abdomen. The age of the old glory is over. I've never been shy about hating the Raiders hiring Gruden. It felt like the team was trying to chase after past success when it never works, barring the occasional blip of Joe Gibbs. Speaking of Washington, you know who to thank for all of this coming to light.
You know, the culture is actually damn good.
Bruce fucking Allen. He worked with Gruden in Tampa Bay and kept in written correspondence. All of those emails released were between the two men for years. They were meant to be private, but you can thank Washington being a shithole for this being revealed as well. It was all thanks to the league's investigation of the team over a few years and a DEA raid of a team trainer. The Raiders have devolved into an absolute fucking mess between this and the tax issues the team is having problems with. John Gruden's head coaching role and massive contract collapsed like his teams did the past few years. And that makes him an easy choice for Lol Cow of the Week. He was absolutely right about Roger Goodell in those emails, though. Cardinals still have a lot to prove to the NFL world. They may be undefeated, but their question was always in consistency. Could they maintain their form for a long period? Could they win in other ways besides offensive firepower? Today, the answer is that they can. What piqued my interest about this win against San Fran wasn't that they won. It's that they won by means of team defense. That was one of their major weaknesses. It was the only consistent thing on the team, that it would always fall apart. True, there were some catches. Trey Lance was making his first career start. The 49ers offense is such hot garbage it's creating greenhouse gas. San Francisco is wrecked by injuries again, particularly on said offense. Even then, it's a game that tells me one thing. The Cardinals are versatile, and that makes them dangerous. Impressive work for being a retirement home. Welcome to the future of NFL football, where the offense is king and defense doesn't matter. Here's the pitch that Madden 2004 was unrealistic. Thought it was too easy to throw deep balls in man coverage. That game was a soothsayer. The NFL adapted to Madden. Big 12 football is now the gold standard. Nobody's here to see defense. They're here to see big passes, long gains, touchdowns. Blow all the coverages you want. Resistance to the glorious powers of offense need not apply to this beautiful game. Los Angeles needs a spectacle, and you know what does that? Offense. You know what both of these teams have? Offense. Nobody paid money to see an NFL game where a defense made a critical stop, no offense. I appreciate the fact that the Chargers finally have balls. They throw them around with confidence. They're in LA now, they need to act the part. Every fourth down, people don't want to see punting. They want to see offense. Looks like the Browns defense did the heinous act of disrupting offense. You may see offensive pass interference on this fourth down, but they'll call it on the defense. Don't ask questions, just make offense, and then get excited for more offense. Balance! What are you, Thanos? This is either the smartest game ever played, the ballsiest game ever played, or an unorganized backyard football game. It's probably all three. The Chargers may miss extra points, but Cleveland didn't produce offense, so LA goes back down the field. The Browns' defense is so dedicated to the cause that they forced the Chargers to generate offense. It's fucking genius. Even then, someone unfortunately had to lose, and Baker tried to play hero ball, so Cleveland relives past drama. Yeah, you did get fucked over, but how about the other times you pissed yourselves on defense? This was your chance to be seen as legit, and you failed. Tough shit, the NFL's gonna hand LA all the advantages they can. Kansas City has been incredibly sloppy on both sides of the ball. And wouldn't you guess it, the weather wasn't the only thing that was shit at Arrowhead. The Chiefs are not playing up to their potential. Seeing them from drive to drive will show you that. Against weaker opponents, they'll win, but against legitimate contenders? Fuck right off and go directly to jail. Buffalo endlessly smashed them through tables, despite both the terrible officiating and weather conditions. Kansas City was so overmatched that they tried to keep the game on the pause screen to force a rage quit. There's a time limit there, boys. The NFL has to make money. This game will now return to its regularly scheduled ass-whooping. Despite endless ref ball on both sides, the Bills dominate their foes. You should have forced a disconnect, Chiefs. At least then the game wouldn't have counted. What the fuck is Baltimore's problem? Why is it that every time I think this team could gain some goddamn consistency, they shit the bed like there's no tomorrow? Great, you have Lamar, but what else have you got? Wide receivers made of Swiss cheese? A defense made of even more Swiss cheese? In a showing that best resembles sewage floating down the Chesapeake, the Ravens are struggling to gain any sort of traction against the Colts. This is a friendly reminder that Indianapolis is not only not any good this year, but they're injured to hell and back. A true contender would smack this piece of shit back in his place. You should be incredibly thankful that John Gruden's emails are taking the heat from you, Baltimore. This should be a hell of a lot uglier than it is. To add to Indy's trouble, the Colts have a limited kicker because his groin is stretched from all the wedgies that nerd's been taking. Shit defense, shit game planning, but you have Lamar to save you, right?
Jackson wants to keep it, and he'll be dragged down, and the football comes out!
Do you see why I have doubts about the Ravens? Absolutely fucking embarrassing. The Colts are laying it on now. A 19-point deficit at home against a literal glue factory. How are you going to answer for this travesty? Oh, I see. Lamar took a telepathic shit. He's transcended the time-space continuum itself to achieve Zen, the golden toilet. Blessed with only the finest plumbing and accessories. And a bidet to keep the paper usage to a minimum. Years of training with ancient bowel masters have allowed him to master this art. And you know what happens when Lamar lets loose the dump of war? The defense becomes his outhouse. Remember what I said about the Colts, right? How they're injured to hell and back and truly suck in actuality? They're the perfect target for a precision bailout by high-end talent. Indy's offensive play calling is trying not to lose. And you can't do that in this kind of affair. But they're still in field goal range and it may be too late.
And it's blocked! Blocked by Calais Campbell!
Ravens can play defense now? I forgot they have talent that's not lying in a crematorium over there. Cue the music, boys!
Here I come to save the day.
What the fuck are the Ravens? I swear, every fucking week with this team has been 11 billion cardiac arrest followed by rapid tachycardia. And now Baltimore has suddenly hit a manic euphoria.
Jackson with all sorts of time. Now throws. Caught! Andrews! Touchdown!
And cue the 2-point conversion.
For the tie. It's Andrews and he got it!
Game tied. Fuck's sake, is there anything else that you want to tell me that'll make this game even more fucked? Ah, yes, Jack Doyle flopping like he's in the NBA. Silly defense, you think you can actually retaliate for cheap shots against you? And I think that will end this false open this game.
For the win! Blankenship!
What the fuck is football anymore? Is Justin Tucker the only kicker that can reliably make fucking kicks in this league? Good for Lamar because he's somehow not done shitting on the Colts and their failure as an organization just yet. He has a little extra push before his final bow. Going down the field and preparing the Ravens fan base to orgasm at the same fucking time.
Second and goal, second in the game. There it is, caught! Touchdown! Marquise Brown!
Holy shit, I've just realized something. This Ravens team is the 2017 Pittsburgh Steelers. Being constantly bailed out by high-end talent, playing down to competition, everything looking completely unsustainable due to massive flaws on the roster. Hate me all you want, Baltimore, but I know how this ends. Get your shit together quickly. You should be lucky the Colts kneecapped their own chances like they were a franchise quarterback. You're not getting the same outcome against legit opponents. Football is a brutal game. May the bell toll for the fallen.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Thus concludes another week of this sermon on the field. Amen.
When you see your players give all that they have and you lose that way, it's tough. You know, you don't want that for them. So, but we'll be better for it, you know. And there again, credit Minnesota, but you know, we made the one mistake that cost us, you know.